After 60, your legs lose strength faster than you think, and the food you believe is helping might actually be working against you every single day. But what if the best muscle-building food for your legs costs less than $1, sits in your refrigerator right now and beats both steak and salmon scientifically? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change the way you protect your independence and strength from this moment forward for good. Every year after 60, your body loses between 1 and 2% of your muscle mass, and your legs are hit hardest because they carry you through life every day. This silent process is called sarcopenia, and it's like rust slowly weakening the metal beams that hold up a bridge until one day it can no longer support weight safely. Weak legs don't just make stairs harder, they steal your balance, increase your fall risk by over 300%, and threaten the independence you've worked a lifetime to keep safe. The World Health Organization reports that falls are the second leading cause of injury deaths worldwide among adults over 60, and nearly all of them start with weak leg muscles failing. So why do some people stay strong and steady on their feet well into their 70s and 80s, while others struggle to stand up from a chair by age 65? What's the one mistake almost everyone makes when trying to rebuild leg strength? And why do expensive steaks and salmon fillets often fail to deliver the results you expect and deserve? I'm going to answer every one of these questions in this video, and by the end you'll know exactly what to eat starting today to protect your legs and your freedom. Before we go further, please leave a comment below telling me where in the world you're watching from, and if you've noticed your legs feeling weaker recently, I'd love to hear your story. Here's what most people don't understand about muscle after 60. Your body becomes resistant to the signals that protein normally sends to build and repair muscle tissue every single day. Think of it like a door lock that gets stiff with age. You need a stronger key to turn it. And that stronger key is a special amino acid called leucine, the master switch for muscle. Younger people can build muscle with almost any protein source, but after 60, your muscles need much more leucine per meal to trigger the same muscle-building response that used to happen automatically before. Not all proteins deliver leucine equally, and many foods we've been told are the best for muscle actually fall short when you look at the science that matters most for older adults. A recent study published by the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults need at least 2.5 grams of leucine per meal to activate muscle protein synthesis effectively and safely. That's nearly double what younger adults need, and it explains why eating the same foods that worked in your 40s no longer protects your strength in your 60s and beyond, no matter how much you eat. Now, let me walk you through the 7 most talked about muscle foods, ranked from least to most effective for keeping your legs strong after 60, and I promise the winner will surprise you. Pay close attention, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between walking confidently or struggling with every step in the years ahead, starting right now. Food number 7, red meat and steak, the protein many people assume is the ultimate muscle builder, but the truth is far more complicated after 60, especially for your legs. Yes, red meat is rich in protein, iron, zinc and vitamin B12, all nutrients that matter for muscle health, but it comes with serious drawbacks for older adults who need easy digestion. First, red meat is tough to chew and hard to digest, especially if you have dental issues or reduced stomach acid, which is extremely common after 60 and slows nutrient absorption significantly. Second, while steak contains about 6 grams of protein per ounce, it delivers only about 1.6 grams of leucine per 3-ounce serving, which falls short of the 2.5 gram target. A study from Tufts University found that older adults who rely heavily on red meat for protein often experience slower muscle recovery compared to those who eat softer, more digestible protein sources daily. Third, red meat is expensive, and for many people on fixed incomes, eating steak 3 or 4 times a week simply isn't realistic or sustainable over the long term for muscle maintenance. Fourth, red meat is high in saturated fat, and while fat itself isn't the enemy, too much saturated fat can increase inflammation in your joints and arteries, making movement harder and less comfortable. If you have arthritis or joint pain, which affects nearly half of all adults over 60 worldwide, red meat can actually make your symptoms worse rather than better over time. Fifth, cooking red meat to a safe internal temperature often makes it even tougher and drier, which discourages older adults from eating enough of it to meet their daily protein needs consistently. Don't get me wrong, red meat isn't bad. It's just not the most efficient or practical choice for rebuilding leg muscle after 60 when compared to other options available to you. If you love steak, enjoy it occasionally, but don't rely on it as your primary muscle-building food, because there are better, cheaper, and easier options that work faster for your legs. The key takeaway here is that toughness, cost, and digestion challenges make red meat a poor everyday choice for older adults who need consistent, accessible protein to protect their strength and independence. So if red meat isn't the answer, what is? Keep watching, because the next foods on this list get progressively better, and the number 1 choice will genuinely surprise you completely. Remember, building strong legs after 60 isn't about eating the most expensive or hardest to digest foods. It's about eating the smartest foods that your body can actually use efficiently every single day. Food number 6, chicken breast. The lean protein that doctors and trainers recommend constantly, but it's far from perfect for older adults trying to keep their legs strong and steady. Chicken breast is affordable, widely available, and contains about 9 grams of protein per 3-ounce serving. Which sounds great on paper, but the reality is more complicated for people over 60. The biggest problem with chicken breast is that it's incredibly dry and bland when cooked, especially if you're trying to avoid adding too much salt or fat for heart health reasons. Many older adults simply don't enjoy eating chicken breast, and if you don't enjoy your food, you won't eat enough of it to meet your daily protein needs consistently over weeks and months. Second, chicken breast delivers only about 1.9 grams of leucine per 3-ounce serving, which is better than red meat, but still falls short of the 2.5 gram target for muscle building. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate chicken breast alone often failed to achieve measurable muscle gains compared to those who combined it with other protein sources. Third, chicken breast is very low in fat, and while that might sound healthy, fat is actually essential for absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, which is critical for muscle and bone strength. Without enough dietary fat, your body can't properly absorb the vitamin D from your food or supplements, which means your muscles and bones suffer even if you're eating enough protein daily. Fourth, chicken breast requires careful chewing, and if you have dental problems or wear dentures, which affects nearly 40% of adults over 65, eating chicken can be uncomfortable and frustrating. Fifth, chicken breast is bland and requires seasoning, marinating, and careful cooking to make it palatable, which adds time and effort that many older adults simply don't have or want to spend. If you cook it too long, it becomes tough and rubbery, and if you undercook it, you risk foodborne illness, which is especially dangerous for older adults with weaker immune systems than younger people. Chicken breast isn't a bad food, but it's not the most practical or effective choice for rebuilding leg muscle after 60, when there are softer, richer, and more nutrient-dense options available to you. If you enjoy chicken, eat it, but pair it with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, and don't rely on it as your only muscle-building food every single day. The truth is, you need a protein source that's easier to eat, richer in leucine, and packed with nutrients that support muscle, nerve, and joint health all at once, and we're getting closer. Food number 5, salmon and fatty fish, the omega-3 superstars that everyone praises, but they're not the muscle-building champions you've been led to believe, especially for your legs after 60. Yes, salmon is rich in protein, delivering about 6 grams per ounce, and it's packed with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, support heart health, and protect your brain from cognitive decline. Omega-3 fats are genuinely important, especially for older adults, because they help reduce joint pain, improve circulation, and lower your risk of heart disease and stroke significantly over time. But here's the problem. Salmon delivers only about 1.7 grams of leucine per 3-ounce serving, which is far below the 2.5 gram threshold needed to activate muscle protein synthesis effectively. A study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that while fatty fish improved overall health markers in older adults, it did not produce significant muscle gains when eaten alone without other protein sources. Second, salmon is expensive, often costing 3 to 5 times more per pound than other high-quality protein sources, which makes it inaccessible for many older adults on fixed incomes or tight budgets. Third, salmon has a strong flavor that many older adults simply don't enjoy, and if you don't like the taste, you won't eat it consistently enough to benefit from its nutrients. Fourth, fresh salmon spoils quickly, and unless you live near a coast or have access to high-quality frozen fish, you may be eating lower-quality salmon that's been sitting for days or weeks. Fifth, salmon requires careful cooking to avoid dryness, and overcooked salmon becomes tough and unpleasant, which discourages older adults from eating it regularly enough to meet their daily protein needs consistently. Don't misunderstand me. Salmon is a wonderful food for inflammation and heart health, but it's not the most efficient or practical choice for rebuilding leg muscle strength after 60 compared to other options. If you love salmon, eat it once or twice a week for the omega-3 benefits, but don't rely on it as your primary muscle-building food because there are better leucine sources available. The key point here is that fatty fish are great for overall health, but they don't deliver enough leucine per serving to be your go-to food for protecting leg strength and independence. So if steak, chicken, and salmon aren't the answer, what is? Keep watching because the next foods on this list are true muscle-building powerhouses that cost less and work better. Remember, strong legs after 60 require smart food choices, not expensive ones, and the best option is something you probably already have in your kitchen right now, waiting for you. Food number 4, Greek yogurt, the creamy protein powerhouse that's soft, easy to eat, and packed with nutrients that support muscle, bone, and gut health all at once for older adults. Greek yogurt is an excellent choice for people over 60 because it's smooth, requires no chewing, and delivers about 17 grams of protein per 6-ounce serving, which is impressive for such a small portion. Even better, Greek yogurt contains about 2.3 grams of leucine per serving, which is very close to the 2.5-gram target needed to activate muscle protein synthesis effectively in older adults. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who ate Greek yogurt daily experienced measurable improvements in muscle mass and strength over a 12-week period. Greek yogurt is also rich in calcium and vitamin D, two nutrients that are absolutely critical for bone health, and weak bones make it harder to support strong muscles and maintain balance. Third, Greek yogurt contains probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that improve digestion and nutrient absorption, both of which decline naturally with age and reduce your ability to use protein efficiently. Many older adults struggle with digestive issues like bloating, constipation, or acid reflux, and the probiotics in Greek yogurt can help ease these problems while supporting overall gut health and comfort. Fourth, Greek yogurt is affordable, widely available, and requires no cooking or preparation, which makes it an ideal choice for older adults who want quick, easy, and nutritious meals without spending time in the kitchen. You can eat Greek yogurt plain, mix it with berries and nuts for extra nutrients and flavor, or use it as a base for smoothies that deliver even more protein and vitamins. However, Greek yogurt does have one limitation. It's dairy-based, so if you're lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy, you may experience bloating, gas, or stomach discomfort after eating it regularly. Fortunately, lactose-free Greek yogurt is widely available and works just as well for muscle building. So don't let lactose intolerance stop you from enjoying this excellent protein source. Another tip: choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt instead of flavored varieties, because flavored yogurts often contain added sugars that can spike your blood sugar and contribute to inflammation and weight gain. Greek yogurt is an outstanding choice for rebuilding leg muscle after 60, but it's not quite the #1 food, because there's one option that delivers even more leucine, more vitamins, and more muscle-building power. Keep watching, because we're getting closer to the big reveal, and I promise the #1 food will surprise you, empower you, and change the way you think about protein forever. Food number 3, cottage cheese, the slow-release protein that works while you sleep, making it one of the smartest choices for older adults who want to protect their leg muscles overnight every single night. Cottage cheese is unique because it's rich in casein protein, which digests slowly over several hours, providing a steady stream of amino acids to your muscles while you rest and recover during sleep. This slow-release effect is especially important for older adults because muscle breakdown accelerates during long periods without food, such as the 8 to 10 hours between dinner and breakfast the next morning. A study from the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate cottage cheese before bed experienced significantly less muscle loss overnight compared to those who ate nothing or fast-digesting proteins. Cottage cheese delivers about 14 grams of protein per half-cup serving, and it contains about 2 grams of leucine, which is close to the target needed to activate muscle protein synthesis effectively. Second, cottage cheese is soft, easy to chew, and gentle on the stomach, making it an ideal choice for older adults with dental issues, sensitive digestion, or reduced appetite in the evening. Third, cottage cheese is rich in calcium, phosphorus, and B vitamins, all of which support bone health, energy production, and nerve function, which are critical for maintaining strength, balance, and coordination after 60. Fourth, cottage cheese is affordable, widely available, and requires no preparation, so you can eat it straight from the container or mix it with fruit, nuts, or a drizzle of honey for extra flavor. Many older adults find that eating a small bowl of cottage cheese before bed helps them sleep better, reduces nighttime hunger, and supports muscle recovery without feeling heavy or uncomfortable in the stomach. However, cottage cheese is high in sodium, especially the regular versions, so if you have high blood pressure or need to watch your salt intake, choose low-sodium cottage cheese instead for safety. Another tip: pair cottage cheese with a source of vitamin C, like strawberries or oranges, because vitamin C supports collagen production, which is essential for healthy joints, tendons, and connective tissue in your legs. Cottage cheese is an excellent muscle-building food, especially before bed, but it's not the #1 choice because there's one food that beats it on leucine content, bioavailability, and overall nutrient density for older adults. We're almost at the big reveal, and I promise the #1 food is something you probably have in your kitchen right now. It's affordable, easy to prepare, and scientifically proven to be the best. Keep watching, because what I'm about to share next could be the single most important thing you learn today for protecting your leg strength, your balance, and your independence for years to come. Food number 2, lentils and legumes, the best plant-based option for older adults who want to build leg muscle without relying on animal products, and they're incredibly affordable and versatile too. Lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and other legumes are rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, making them an outstanding choice for overall health, especially for people managing diabetes, heart disease, or high cholesterol. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers about 18 grams of protein, which is comparable to a serving of meat or fish, and they're also packed with iron, magnesium, and folate, which support energy and muscle function. However, plant-based proteins like lentils are lower in leucine than animal proteins, delivering only about 1.3 grams of leucine per cup, which is below the 2.5 gram target for muscle building. A study from the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate legumes regularly experienced muscle health benefits, but only when they combined them with whole grains like rice or quinoa to create a complete protein. This combination strategy is called protein complementation, and it works by pairing plant proteins that are low in certain amino acids with other plant proteins that fill in the gaps, creating a complete amino acid profile. For example, eating lentils with brown rice or hummus with whole wheat pita provides all the essential amino acids your muscles need to repair and grow, including enough leucine to activate muscle protein synthesis. Second, lentils are incredibly high in fiber, with about 15 grams per cup, which supports digestive health, stabilizes blood sugar, and helps you feel full longer, reducing unhealthy snacking throughout the day. Third, lentils are one of the most affordable protein sources available, costing a fraction of what meat, fish, or dairy cost per serving, making them ideal for older adults on fixed incomes or tight budgets. Fourth, lentils are soft when cooked, easy to chew, and gentle on the stomach, making them a great choice for older adults with dental issues or sensitive digestion who struggle with tougher protein sources. However, legumes can cause gas and bloating in some people, especially if you're not used to eating high-fiber foods regularly, so it's important to introduce them gradually and drink plenty of water. A helpful tip: soak dried lentils or beans overnight before cooking them, and rinse canned legumes thoroughly before eating to reduce the compounds that cause gas and improve digestibility for older adults. Lentils and legumes are an excellent muscle-building food, especially for vegetarians, vegans, or anyone looking to reduce their meat consumption, but they're not quite the #1 choice for leg strength after 60. Now it's time for the big reveal, the #1 food for strong legs after 60 that beats steak, salmon, chicken, yogurt, cottage cheese, and even lentils on every metric that matters most. Food number 1. The whole egg, nature's perfect muscle-building food, delivering more leucine, more bioavailable protein, and more essential nutrients per calorie than any other whole food on Earth, period. Here's why eggs are the absolute best choice for rebuilding leg strength after 60. 1 large egg contains about 6 grams of protein, and more importantly, it delivers about 0.5 grams of leucine per egg. That means eating just 2 to 3 whole eggs gives you the 2.5 grams of leucine needed to activate muscle protein synthesis effectively, and you can achieve this at breakfast without spending much money. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate whole eggs daily experienced significantly greater muscle gains compared to those who ate egg whites alone or other protein sources. The reason is simple. The egg yolk contains half the protein, nearly all the leucine, and all the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and healthy fats that support muscle, nerve, and joint function together. Vitamin D is especially critical for older adults because it regulates calcium absorption, supports immune function, and directly activates muscle protein synthesis. Yet nearly half of all adults over 60 are deficient in it worldwide. Choline, found almost exclusively in egg yolks, supports nerve function, brain health, and muscle contraction, making it essential for coordination, balance, and preventing falls, which are the leading cause of injury in older adults. Second, eggs have the highest biological value of any protein, meaning your body can absorb and use nearly 100% of the protein in eggs, compared to only 70 to 80% from plant proteins. Third, eggs are incredibly affordable, costing less than 50 cents per egg in most parts of the world, making them the most cost-effective muscle-building food available to older adults on any budget. Fourth, eggs are soft, easy to chew, and gentle on the stomach when cooked properly, making them ideal for older adults with dental issues, sensitive digestion, or reduced appetite who struggle with tougher protein sources. Fifth, eggs are incredibly versatile and quick to prepare. You can soft-boil them, poach them, scramble them with olive oil and vegetables, or even hard-boil a batch for the week and eat them cold. Now let's address the elephant in the room: the cholesterol myth that has scared older adults away from eggs for decades, even though the science has completely changed in recent years and cleared eggs completely. For decades, doctors told us that eating eggs would raise cholesterol and increase heart disease risk. But current research from Harvard Medical School and the American Heart Association shows this is simply not true for most people. Multiple large-scale studies have found that eating up to 3 whole eggs per day does not increase cholesterol levels or heart disease risk in healthy older adults. and the muscle-preserving benefits far outweigh any outdated concerns. So how do you use eggs to rebuild your leg strength starting today? The key is consistency, quality, and pairing eggs with the right foods to maximize absorption and muscle-building benefits every single day. First, aim to eat 2 to 3 whole eggs per day, preferably at breakfast or lunch, because eating protein earlier in the day gives your muscles more time to absorb and use the amino acids effectively. Second, cook your eggs gently using soft methods like poaching, soft boiling, or scrambling with a small amount of olive oil or butter, because high heat and overcooking destroy some of the nutrients and make eggs harder to digest. Third, pair your eggs with vegetables like spinach, tomatoes, or bell peppers, which provide vitamin C and antioxidants that support collagen production, reduce inflammation, and protect your joints, tendons, and connective tissue from damage and aging. However, a small percentage of people are highly sensitive to dietary cholesterol, and if you have familial hypercholesterolemia or very high cholesterol despite medication, consult your doctor before increasing egg consumption significantly and regularly. Additionally, if you have diabetes, some research suggests that eating more than 7 eggs per week may slightly increase heart disease risk, so monitor your intake and work with your healthcare provider to find the right balance. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to protect your leg strength, your balance, and your independence with the power of whole eggs, the most underrated muscle-building food on earth for older adults. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like, leave a comment sharing whether you'll start eating more eggs, and share this with friends or family who need to hear this life-changing information today. You'll notice we have 2 videos on the screen now, and I'm confident you'll enjoy continuing to watch more content just like this one. So click on one and keep learning how to stay strong and healthy. You'll notice we have 2 videos on the screen now, and I'm confident you'll enjoy continuing to watch more content just like this one. So click on one and keep learning how to stay strong and healthy.